Hello, my name is Mike Baxter, and welcome to episode 12. Yeah, 12 of Vampire the Requiem, New York City. I will be your storyteller for the evening. I'm here with two out of three of my players, and I will throw it over to them to let them tell you who they are and what they're doing. So I'll start with Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin, and I am playing Winter Jameson. She is a vampire of the Invictus Covenant and Deva class, and she owns a vampire themed goth nightclub in New York.
And down to Melody.
I'm Melody. I play Misty Dragonstone. I am a vampire of the Ventrue clan and the Covenant of Order Dreku, and I own a horse ranch down in Kentucky.
So in episode 11, we um, Winter's little group had what they originally thought were nightmares about a takeover of the city. Um, but as it turned out, they weren't nightmares. And, but the takeover was then stopped, although fighting continued for more than a day. And down in Kentucky, we found out that Ordered Recul sent out two investigators to check on a werewolf sighting on Misti's horse ranch. Well, the two investigators never made it back and were later found in pieces in the woods on Misti's horse ranch. um, and that's when I do believe your sire called the prince of the city to
Yes.
try to let them know what was going on. So this we start this episode with Winter and Natalie and Dexter basically reopening the club and trying to recover from what they originally thought were nightmares but weren't.
So is Natalie back home then, or is she still?
um, yes, because all they wanted to do with her was keep her for another night of
Oh, okay.
observation. So, but she did tell you some disturbing things.
Yeah.
Uh, and as we start, the three of you are already at the club trying to recover and clean the place up and get ready to open. So what are the three of you talking about as you're trying to open the place?
Well, I'm basically just hoping that all of that didn't isn't gonna be bad for business, you know, because
As Dexter grabs his clipboard and heads for the front door, he's like, well, we'll just have to see.
is I kind of expect at least the humans that come in here might be a little less reluctant to do so at this point. I mean, I don't know if it would really have affected the vampire clientele that much, but
Um, the police would probably be keeping the humans away at this point because the entire area is still under investigation. It's only been a day or two. So if you have any customers tonight, it's likely they'll be vampire. Um, Natalie heads behind the bar as normal, but you can definitely tell that she's not quite her old self just yet.
mhm.
And, and she's also had this worried look on her face. You're assuming that it's from the things that she told you. So while she's working at the bar and Dex is outside checking the invite list, what is Winter doing?
I guess first I'll go up to the RIP section and make sure the bar is fully stocked and everything up there. Everything looks good. Because Natalie can take care of the bar down here. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure there's nothing I need to bring from downstairs or anything like that.
Hmm. Roll me a wits and intelligence roll.
Okay. Okay, it looks like 6 failures. No ones.
Yeah. So you didn't get any successes on that at all,
No.
but no ones.
Right.
Okay. As you're upstairs talking to the RIP bartender, you hear a noise downstairs. You hear a voice that sounds like Dexter's, and it sounds angry. what do you do?
I guess I'd better go downstairs and see what's going on.
When you get down to the main floor, you see four policemen, two on each one of Dexter's arms, and and you see Natalie just standing there watching this. But when you look at her face, she doesn't look anywhere near normal. She looks like at the slightest provocation, she's going to attack something. What do you do?
I'm going to ask one of the police officers what's going on here. Can I help you with something? This is my club, but is there some issue? What's going on?
And about that time, you hear a very large, almost roar noise from Dexter. And the four policemen go flinging in different directions.
Yeah, that's not good.
And all four of them hit the ground really hard. And um, and you see Dexter. Actually, you see Dexter lunge for one of the policemen, the one that's closest to him.
I'm going to lunge for Dexter and see if I can push him out of the way before he can get to the cop, because this is not going to happen in my club. He is not attacking anybody in here if I have anything to say about it.
They're basically out in the parking lot, is where they are.
Still, it's my property.
Yeah. And what you're looking at is Dexter standing there in a full rage with his fangs showing and with two cops scattered on each side. And Dexter's headed for the closest one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna lunge at him, see if I can knock him off course before he can get to the guy.
Give me a strength roll, which will be contested by Dexter's strength.
Okay, well, that's one success.
actually, you are able to stop him because he botched his roll. And what happened, we'll say, is that as he lunged for the policeman, you were able to grab him and redirect him away from the policeman, and you both end up landing on the pavement in the parking lot. um, at which point you look back toward the door, and Natalie is like 6 inches from you, and she's standing over the two of you, and she has sort of a annoyed look on her face. It's like, and she says, "There are more important things we need to be doing. I talked to you about these things. We don't need to be messing with these idiots."
Somebody needs to tell me what the hell's going on.
Well, and all she says is, Invictus isn't what they purport to be, and they're doing things to vampires and other creatures through interrogation that they shouldn't be doing. They're experimenting.
Well, my concern right now is what these human cops want with Dex.
One of them regains consciousness from landing on the back of his head on the pavement and goes, he's the bouncer of your club. He has a list of everybody who comes here from the area.
Yeah, and your answer is just to come up and grab him instead of asking what is going on.
And the cop is like, he's a vampire. We don't care. We need to get rid of you anyway.
Oh, hell no. You four need to get out of here now.
And what clicks in your head is that you knew that something like this would happen if the humans ever found out that vampires actually existed. This is the backlash that you knew you'd be dealing with, and it's here. And they just sort of look at you like, there's 4 of us. We have guns. What are you gonna do?
Well, considering I also have a gun and fangs, you need to leave us alone. We have not caused any problem. Yes, we're vampires. But no, we are not the issue in this situation. I'm just trying to run my club. None of us were
Natalie,
part of
like,
any. None of us were any part of any crazy takeover, anything like that.
your club's 200 yards from the park. How
Doesn't
can
mean
you
it had
say
anything to do with. Yeah, location wise, sure, but we had nothing to do with anything.
that? Not to mention the little uh, quote party across the street yesterday.
Yeah, that we were here. We weren't out there. We weren't instigating. We weren't participating. You need to go after the vampires who were.
Hmm. He starts to get up and he goes, it'd just be easier to get rid of all of you. And sort of stands up like this was a waste of time. And Natalie looks at you and goes, see? Yeah. The humans were against us from day one. And Dexter is like, he's not even saying anything at this point. He's just growling. He wants to destroy something.
Yeah, well, at this point, I'm thinking these four assholes might be a good place for. Might be a good snack myself.
So the other three start to wake up. And they get onto their feet. They're just standing there like they're almost wanting something to happen. Because if it does, you know that the only thing that would come of it is more policemen, more firepower, more, you know. But the cops are just sort of waiting. So what do the three of you do?
Oh, I will tell them again that maybe they ought to just leave.
And the four of them look at each other and look at the three of you, and then especially Dexter, because he's bigger than any of the four of them. And they remember what he just did. So they're like, the person who seems to be in charge is like, well, we'll leave for now, but if the slightest strange thing happens here, we'll be back and we'll bring an appropriate number of necessary to close this place down. And they turn and walk away. And you look at Dexter and you can see in his face, the expression on his face is, why didn't you just decimate the four of them.
Trust me, I thought about it. 2 for you, 2 for me. But that, I think, would make things worse.
Yeah, but would have made it a whole lot more fun in the short term.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of trouble I've been trying to avoid.
Well, problem is we did avoid it and it showed up anyway. And as the three of you are walking back into the club, you see a car you haven't seen in a while. In fact, you haven't seen this car since you were standing in the driveway of the prince's house. And a man slightly bigger than Dexter gets out of the driver's side, walks around, opens the door, and the prince steps out into the parking lot. And he turns to his driver and says, "Weird." He walks over to you. "Hello, it's been a while. How are you?"
No, I'm sorry, who was this? You froze for a few seconds and couldn't hear what you were saying.
It's the prince.
Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Like I said, there were a few seconds when you were obviously talking, but we weren't because you were frozen. So, yeah, like, well, been better to be perfectly honest. How about yourself?
I'm dealing with a couple of issues. One of which is probably similar to what you're dealing with. I've been having conversations with the chief of police the last couple of days. That the gang rules and the Nosferatu and the Sanctum pulled has the whole city going nuts.
Yeah. They start vampire lynching. Something's got to be done.
Yeah.
Looks like that's about where it's heading, too.
And even within the vampire community, there's squabbles. Some of them think we should negotiate. Some of them think we should just eliminate the humans.
Well, that particular school of thought would make us no better than them. I don't think that's the way to go. Negotiation, I don't even know if that's an option. I'd like to think so, but, knowing how some of these humans tend to think, I don't know if it's an option.
The problem is there's several times more of them than there are of us. But that's only one of my current issues. I've gotten a bit of intelligence recently saying that there is somebody out to take my job, as it were.
As prince of the city,
Yeah.
and you have no idea who this person is?
Not currently. Um, that's why I was here.
Yeah, I sort of look over at Natalie and I'm like, well, you said you felt like the prince may be in danger. Is that what you were talking about?
She just gently nods. She says, there are people on all sides, from what I've been able to hear. And very few of them want to be on the side of protecting the prince right now. I don't know why. He turns to Natalie and his mouth drops open. He's like, where did you hear this? She's like, I was in the Invictus medical unit for a while. In fact, I just came home last night. There are rumors swirling all over that place. So I would be very careful if I were you. The prince sort of chuckles and says, well, I came here to ask you to help investigate this. Apparently you have more information on it than I do already.
Well, Nat may anyway.
And he turns to Natalie and goes, is there anybody there that you are currently still in contact with? She's, and she says, well, they said they would be checking in on me periodically. It may be different people, it may be the same person, I don't know. And the prince says, well, in that case, if any of them happen to get a hold of you or check on you, as they put it, um, get all the information that you can get and pass it to me. And Natalie doesn't say anything. She just sort of nods her head, and turns around and goes inside. And Dexter is just standing there, like, not doing anything. And the prince walks over and takes your hand and says, if this progresses further, I may call on you to help, because you did a very nice job on the last thing I asked you your assistance with.
Well, whatever I can do to help. Let me assure you right now that the three of us, at least, are on your side.
No, that's good to know. And with that, he says, I will be in contact, and turns and heads back to the car. And the driver opens the door, lets him in, closes it, gets in the driver's side door, and within a couple of minutes, they're gone. And you realize it's now 8:45, and you have 15 minutes to get the club ready to open. Because even with everything that's going on, you still have to run a business.
So first of all, I want to make sure Dex is calmed down enough that he's not going to start, throwing the people in line around just because he's angry.
You're not on my sheep. Wham!
Right.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Do not need that from him.
Right. Because even when they tell you you're not allowed in, they're supposed to do it politely.
Right? They're not supposed to throw you across the parking lot. Yeah, no. Yeah. Or, just drain you dry or anything.
Yeah.
They're not damn.
Eh. You can definitely tell that Dexter's not in the mood for anything tonight. Yeah. So while you guys are putting together the last finishing touches before you open, we will head to Louisville, Kentucky, or a horse ranch outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Because I don't think they have horse ranches in the city itself.
I don't think so either.
No. Well, as I recall, when you found the two bodies of the investigators, didn't your sire call?
Yes, he called the prince and also called his stable to come move my horses.
So, in the intervening time, your horses have been moved, and the prince has sent a team to remove the bodies of the professor and his assistant. And a little later on that evening or night, you get a phone call. Do you answer it or do you have your sire answer?
I let my sire answer it, since it's not anybody that I recognize the number of.
It turns out to be the Prince of Louisville. And he asked your sire one question. He says, I saw the bodies of the two investigators. What the hell did this? And your sire's very matter of factly goes, pack of about a dozen werewolves. And the next thing you hear loud enough, even though you're not involved in the phone call. And that is, I'm sending people over tonight. You are to give them anything and everything they need. We cannot have this happening. And then there's a loud click. And your sire walks over and says, I think the prince is a tad bit excited.
Just a tad bit?
Well, at least he didn't threaten to cut your head off. He is a bit of a emotional type, to put it politely.
Just a little
Things don't go his way, he tends to get a bit upset. He said they were sending people tonight. He didn't say when.
Okay. Hopefully soon.
And about that time, you hear one of your horses making noises over by the stables.
I thought the horses were gone.
Apparently, they hadn't got all of them yet. They're still in process.
Okay.
And you see, do you go out and check and see what's going on?
Yeah, I take my sire and go look.
What he sees is two of your employees loading up the last horse, or trying to. What they're doing at this point is protecting the horse, because there are two werewolves who have fully changed into werewolf form trying to get to the horse.
He's like, sire, those human beings are not going to last very long against werewolves.
No. And
Just a second. Where are you barking at? You barking at? Okay, sorry, she was barking.
and with that, you see him change into a dog that is almost the size of the horse they're dealing with.
Who, my sire?
Yeah,
Okay.
because as the vampire gets higher up, which is basically older in age, they can take things that give them the ability to change into other animals. And he looks at the two employees like, get the horse in the trailer and get the hell out of here, is basically the look on his face. And the employees are like, what in the world? We didn't sign up for this. And they point to the two werewolves and they're like, what? Would you mind telling us what those are?
I come close enough so they can hear me, but far enough that I'm not close to werewolves, and say, those are werewolves. They're humans that could transform into wolf creature-like things.
Well, they're both like, we don't like that.
I don't like it either. Just get the horse in the trailer and get over to his property.
And even though they're both shaking, they do the best they can with loading the horse. And pretty soon, the truck starts up and heads toward his place. With the horse gone, the two werewolves turn their attention to the large dog standing between you and them. And I'm gonna roll to see what happens after that. While this is going on, excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm staying as far back as I can, but yet watching.
What was that?
I said I'm staying as far back as I can and yet watching.
Oh. Both of them lunge at your sire at the same time. One misses completely, but one actually slams into the side of him. And the two of them are now rolling on the ground to see which one of them is going to take out the other one.
I quickly dial the prince and says, what was my sire's name again? Cart? What was it?
Carter.
Carter, yeah, Carter. Carter's being attacked by 2 werewolves.
And he says, I have a team on the way.
How soon?
Let me give me a minute. Let me check with them, and I'll tell you how soon.
Okay.
And you can hear him talking on another phone while he's holding his phone talking to you. They said they should arrive at your place in 7 minutes.
Okay. Hope he can last that long.
I did too. And you hang up the phone and you go back to watching the battle, which is basically the 2 of them rolling around on the ground because neither one is strong enough to overpower the other one. They're both looking for an opening to attack the other one. Do you just stand there?
I yell, Carter, hold on. We'll be here in 7 minutes.
You hear him growl. It's almost like he's saying, it's going to take 7 more minutes of this.
There, get away from, run towards the house. When are there?
Let's see if he is able to disengage from the werewolf. No. He is able to get 1 success where the werewolf wasn't. So he is able to break away from the grasp of the werewolf and get up and begin to head toward the house. But the werewolf is following.
How much of lead does he have?
What?
How much of lead does he have?
He's about 20 yards from the werewolf that he was grappling earlier. He's about 30 yards from the second one, and you're basically in between that, standing there.
And I'm closer to the house, so. Because I didn't venture out that far. Okay, so I make a dash for the house.
Yeah. So you and him are headed toward the house with one of the werewolves fairly close and the other one a little bit further back. You end up thinking that by the time the prince got there, all four of you would be either on the front porch or in the house. So are you going to attempt to keep the werewolves out of the front door?
Oh, I'm gonna rush for the house and have him run in and slam the door shut and lock it.
So you do that, and you hear long scratching noises.
On a metal door.
Okay, they're long metal scratching, squeaking noises, which is even
Ooh.
worse.
Yeah.
I already heard that
Fingernail-
to be attacked by him, so
claws on a steel door. And about that time, you hear what you would swear is a police siren.
okay, he sent the cops, not vampires. Okay. What good is that gonna do?
Well, the car pulls up and stops, and two guys and one woman get out of the car. They are wearing grayish black suits with badges on the lapel. You are seeing this out a window because the door is still holding. And so I'd say within 3 to 4 minutes, you're inside the house. You hear a knock on your metal door, and then you hear a very deep growl. What do you do?
I look out the window and see if it's a cop or if it's the werewolf.
It's actually both. The werewolf is hiding in the hedge beside the house, and the special agent is very warily standing outside the front door. So what are you gonna do?
I open the door wide enough to pull him in and shut the door and lock it. The agent stands a little off from the door and says, "This is the female agent, by the way. The other two are still
sitting in the car. It's the police department's new empathy program. They figured since you were a girl, they would send a female agent to help you.
Unless you know how to kill a werewolf, I don't think you can help much.
Um, she goes, "Hello, my name is Lydia Jackson. How can I help you?"
Well, unless you can kill a werewolf, I don't think you can do much.
Well, we heard that you were having werewolf issues, but we didn't believe them.
Yeah, they were at the door, so I don't know where they're hiding when you came up.
Because we thought we'd gotten rid of all the werewolves in and around Louisville.
Obviously not. There's at least 12 altogether that we know of.
12. Hmm.
But there's 2 on the property right now that we know of. I mean, not on the property, around the barn and around the house. The rest are in the woods, as far as we know.
Well, that's not good. That's different from the data we have. That must have just recently happened. So, 12 werewolves, 3 of us. I think we should go get reinforcements.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Did the prince send you out here?
Yes.
Well, we told him there was 12 of them. I don't know why he only sent 3 of you.
Maybe he didn't believe the numbers. I think he sent us just to check it out and see what was really going on.
Well, there's, like I said, there's 2 that were at the door a second ago.
In fact, she yells out to one of the other agents to call the prince and let him know the situation and how it's going. And if they can send another backup unit. A couple minutes later, you hear the other assistant hang up his phone. And then, after the other agent talks to the prince, he walks up to you and goes, "The prince said uh, he would have another unit dispatched in about 20 minutes or so."
Okay, well, you might want to see if you can find the 2 that were running around here.
Well, I think the best thing that you should do is go elsewhere until the werewolf pack has been dealt with.
I turned and looked to see if my sire had turned back to a human. Well, out of dog form.
Yeah, by now your sire has changed back into, quote, human slash vampire form.
I look at him and said, "You heard that right, Carter?"
Yeah, I heard.
So where should we go?
Well, we could go anywhere. My staff will take care of the horses, and so we don't really have to worry about them.
Well, I don't know where to go. I don't have anywhere to go. That since I'm a vampire, nobody knows I'm a vampire.
Um, we could go back to New York, or we could go somewhere completely differently. Hawaii, although it's kind of bright and sunny.
I was gonna say, I said Alaska is more dark and cool.
Because we can be back here anytime we need to be.
True. I don't know. Does the prince know the Prince of New York?
I would think they've seen each other in meetings. But whether they know each other personally, I don't know.
Okay, I'll let you make the reservations wherever you want to go.
He pulls out the phone again, dial the number, and you hear him say, hello, this is the Louisville, Kentucky airport. And I'm checking on flights for New York City. Before 6 a.m. And he says, oh, okay. Go ahead and book 2 tickets for that. And we'll be over to pick them up right before our flight. And he hangs up. And then he walks over to you and goes, well, you should start packing. We're headed to New York soon.
Do we have a place to stay yet? I want to get that booked.
While you're packing, I will call the prince.
Okay.
And you go back into your bedroom and to grab some luggage and start throwing stuff in it.
How many days am I packing for? I yell.
We have no idea at this point. You may end up having to do laundry while we're there.
Okay. I pack a little bit of this and a little bit of that on the clothes, casual and dress up, and some casual shoes and some fancy shoes.
And this time, since you're not going for a horse auction, you have time to go sightseeing and all that stuff that people do in New York City. And while you're getting ready for that, we head back over to New York City, where Winter and Dexter and Natalie have successfully opened the club for the evening. Uh, Dexter even pressure washed the parking lot in case any human blood landed on it. And your guess was correct. The club is maybe half of what it
That's not
normally
one fucking
is.
word. Oh my fucking god.
Uh, and instead of the people sort of dancing and drinking and not being concerned with anything, it looks like everybody is just hanging out and they're all very tense. And you hear them talking about various elements of what has gone on the last couple of days. So what do you do?
Well, I'm just kind of doing what I usually do at the club and like walking around, seeing if anybody needs help with anything specific, everyone's doing all right, and kind of keeping my eye on people. Is Bella there?
She is. She's in her usual spot against the right corner of the back wall. And she doesn't look to be busy at the moment, so what do you do?
Well, I guess I'll go over and acknowledge that, kind of thank her for what she and her sisters did with what was his name? For getting rid of Lucian.
Yeah. She says, well, that's nice of you. He was a bit of a jerk, to put it politely.
Yeah, it seems like we weren't the only people to have something of a problem with him.
Yeah. I think ultimately everybody had a problem with it. So how are things over here?
Well, we've had some repercussions, shall I say. Humans are on, the human cops are on my ass.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah,
What for?
for for being vampires.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that is a problem. Nothing a well-distributed potion won't fix.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, my sisters definitely do. what do you want this potion to do?
Well, like I've already said, I don't think killing all the humans is the answer, but what I'd really like is for everything to just go back to the way it was before this whole thing. I'd kind of like them to maybe forget the fact that Nat and Dex and I are vampires and, go back to thinking we're just humans that run a nightclub.
Well, that would involve wiping everybody's mind who was involved in the incidents in the park in the last few weeks.
Right.
That would be a rather large job. What might be easier though is exerting a little influence on the chief of police, possibly. Basically telling him to leave you guys alone
Ah,
in a rather mentally forceful fashion. Because if the chief of police shuts everything down, it stays that way.
right. That makes sense.
Okay, I will head out and talk to my sisters and see what they can come up with.
I'd appreciate that. Be one less thing we have to deal with.
Yeah. Well, I will let you know when they come up with something. I'll let them know what the situation is so that they can try and get this done as quickly as possible. And with that, Bella gives you a little bit of a hug and heads out the door. You get the feeling that even though vampires aren't really emotionally connected, she's attempting to be friendly for for a reason that you don't really understand at this point. Yeah. But she gives you a slight hug and heads out the door. And while this is going on, a man that maybe looks in his early 20s, he's barely old enough to be in this place. And he stops at the bar and talks to Natalie, and Natalie just glares at him. You've never seen either one of your friends acting like this before. So, what do you do?
I'll wait till he walks away and then I'll go up to Nat and ask her, was that guy giving you problems? What was that about?
Well, I'm not really sure, but um, basically just gives you this look like everything's okay as far as I'm concerned. Goes back to washing glasses and stuff.
Now, have I not seen the guy she was talking to before? Is it someone I don't know?
I will let you know. No, in fact, this is the first time you've ever seen him in here. And he definitely looks human. You don't know if he has any vampire connection of any kind or not. Because you don't smell vampire around him. So you're assuming he is generally able to take care of himself. And after Natalie glares at him, he turns around and leaves the club. And at this point, you turn and look out the window and you see Dexter squabbling with one of the people in line. So what do you want to do?
Well, it looks like it's one of those nights. I'll open the door and poke my head out and be like, hey, everything okay out here?
Dexter turns, says, this guy's trying to talk his way into the club when the ID he handed me doesn't even match what I'm seeing in front of me. So I'm trying to keep him out of the club.
Yeah, sorry. No admittance unless you've got a valid ID. That looks like you.
And when he reaches to take his ID back, actually, give me a wits and intelligence roll.
Wits and intelligence? Okay. Okay, that is 2 successes.
When he reaches to get his ID back, you see a badge halfway sticking out of his coat near his shoulder. What do you do?
A badge like a police badge? Or...
Yeah.
I will tell him that, I will acknowledge that I saw that and ask him, are you here on official business? Or were you sent by the four that were here earlier?
He doesn't say anything. He just takes his ID back and stands there.
And I'm kind of wondering to myself, if this dude's a cop, why does he have a fake ID? That doesn't seem like a very cop-like thing to be doing.
He finally starts to turn away and says, You're lucky I only came here on my own. I've been hearing around the police force what's been going on in the park over there. And he turns and leaves.
Hang on, I know, you haven't had your food yet, huh? Can we take a quick break? I need to feed the dog.
What?
I still haven't got my groceries.
Can we take a quick break? The dog needs to be fed. It's an hour after his food time, and he's looking at me.
It's basically what?
8:30.
Yeah.
We can take a regular 20-minute break now.
Okay.
It'll work. So we're gonna take a 20-minute break and then we'll be back to see what happens with all this chaos that's tending to happen. So we'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Back.
So I can't pause the recording so you guys can go do whatever you need to do.
Okay. I still haven't got my groceries, so why can't you pause it? Aren't you using? Oh yeah, you're not using OBS, are you?
Yeah. StreamYard won't let you pause. When you go up to the $20 level, I could throw in one like the card that I had that said
Yeah.
we'll be back in 20 minutes. There's a way to do that, but that's only at the paid level, which I'm going to do.
Okay.
But as soon as I get things settled. But
Okay. Well, I'm going to sit here because I've not got a message saying my food's on the way yet, which is making me a little mad. It's supposed to be between 8 and 9, and they generally are early, not late.
well, it is Sunday.
True. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Still waiting on the damn groceries.
Okay. Who'd you order from?
Walmart, and they usually are never this. They've only been this late twice, and it was supposed to be between 8 and 9. So I mean, it's not like it is at that far end of our ordering yet, or after our order period. But usually they're here before the time. It's like if I order at 8, they're usually here at 7:45 or 7:50, or shortly after 8. Not this far after 8.
Well, you're only halfway through, guys. Still got some time left.
It's just annoying when they usually show up early or
Yeah.
shortly after the time. But they haven't even marked me saying that they're on their way yet.
Oh. They are running late then.
Oh, I got cold chill. What's the matter, Papa? What's the matter? A little girl. A little girl. Come here. Come here. Someone's calling you.
Somebody texting.
Yes, I love you, Papa. Yes, I love you. Yeah, I just got something too. Oh, it is finally on its way. It'll be here at 8:44.
Now that it's on its way, they can tell you the exact minute.
Yep. And there's times it's been late, even after that. Even it says we're at 8:44, and then sometimes I'll say, "Oh, they're running a little late. It'll be 8:50 or whatever." I've had that happen too.
Well,
Okay, let me call and tell Diane that.
it's just about time to start again.
Yeah. Okay, I just got a text and it said it'll be here in 4 minutes. Yep. Nope. I can't do that and talk to you on the phone. Bye.
No.
Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to go. Track. Oh, he hasn't even left the parking lot yet.
Oh, you can see where they are.
Oh, what am I doing? See?
Okay.
Who's texting you? Who's texting you?
It's Robin.
Oh, what's she saying? Saying she's running behind?
She should be here in a minute.
And then my food will be here, maybe. If you ever lose the parking lot of Walmart.
He's eating your food while sitting in the parking lot of
It's not going to be good.
Walmart.
It's going to be a raw food. Well, except for the beef sticks. The beef sticks would be cooked. He could eat the beef sticks, but yeah. Okay, it showed him up at whatever street that is. What street is that? I don't know. I don't know what street that is. Whatever's between Wigwam and Pebble. That just doesn't go all the way through. Yeah, supposedly he's at the corner of Wigwam, but it's showing the car in the parking lot, but it's showing that the line's disappearing as you drive. The line disappears. Well, it says he's at Spencer and Wigwam, but his car is still showing to be seen in the parking lot. And now he just went under the 215. Now he's on Maryland. It's saying it has arrived, but it's not showing that he's arrived yet. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute the mic in case Lily barks.
Sorry about that. Sean forgot to feed Chase before he went to take a nap. He usually feeds him when I'm on my games, but he told me that he let him out. And then he's sitting there squeaking at me and making all these noises and staring. And I'm like, what? He went pee-pee. And then I looked at the time and went, oh, shit, you haven't had your food, have you?
Oh, great.
Yeah, he was hungry. He was letting me know that, hey, Daddy forgot to feed me. I am hungry.
Right.
He does this little thing. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you had your food, huh? Now you're happy.
Goes over to where his food is and just stands there.
Oh, he put his paws up on my leg. He's looking at me like, I'm starving. I'm like, really?
I won't make it through the night.
Yeah.
So, Melody went to her grocery order from Walmart. So You don't schedule your grocery order from Walmart right in the middle of the game.
No.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get back into it because I don't know how long that's gonna take her to finish. So, hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Vampire the Requiem, New York City. Title to be added later. um, so before the break, you guys were able to stop an off-duty policeman from coming into the club. This is the fifth policeman that you've had to deal with today. And on top of that, the prince deigned to appear in the parking lot with an equally disturbing problem. And just to make things even a little bit worse, Natalie is definitely not acting like Natalie. So, what are you doing at this point?
I guess I'm kind of just hanging out by the front door, keeping an eye on the line and the people, and kind of keeping an eye on Dex to see if there's any more issues. Like, hopefully no more cops will show up, but who knows at this point. So I'm just kind of watching the line and the people coming in.
And by this time, it's around midnight. So, you guys stay up until about 2, right?
Yeah, like I think I said 2:30 was the time of close.
So you guys have roughly 2.5 hours until the club closes. And, you thought that with whatever happened in the park, you would thought things would have calmed down a little bit, but it seems to have been the opposite.
I'm also kind of watching to see if the guy that was talking to Natalie comes back, because I would like to have a word with him since she is obviously not being honest with me. I want to know what went down between the two of them. So I'm kind of standing there to see if he, is still slinking around or shows back up at some point.
No. You can always call him.
I don't know who he is.
Oh. Well, one thing you could do is get a hold of your Invictus rep.
Yeah, but if the guy
name.
wasn't a vampire, then I don't know what Tanner's gonna do.
Well, but they tend to have spies. All of the covenants have their own spies. That's how they keep track of what goes on in the city. So, the only thing you're currently sure of is some very strange things are happening. You were not included in any of them.
Right.
Um, as you're watching Dexter out front, you hear what is definitely a gunshot, but it sounds like it's maybe half a mile away. And even though New York is a very large place and it has its share of shootings, not in your area and definitely not in the West Village where the wealthier people of the area hang out. So it was odd to hear a gunshot. And then a couple minutes later, you actually hear sirens go by.
It's just went by on the street past the club
Yeah,
towards the park.
no, towards the area where the general area where you think you heard the gunshot in that direction anyway.
So yeah, it is one of those nights.
And then, as most of the young generation does, you see one of them sitting at the table with his phone out. And he's talking to his friend, and he says, "This is weird. There are cops surrounding a church down the street." Why would anybody do that?
Hmm.
So you hear this 20-something kid say that. What do you try and figure out what he's looking at, or what?
Yeah, I'll walk over to him and say, "What? There's cops surrounding a church?"
Yeah, you know the church right down the street.
Yeah.
Here, and he hands you his phone, and you see a news video of 24 cops surrounding the sanctum building.
Mm-hmm.
And you hand him back his phone.
So
And
I'll go outside and I'll tell Dex what's going on, and I'll say, "Hey, I can watch the line. If you could head down that way and see if you can find out what's going on and let me know."
okay, this time of night, the line's not all that long anyway. Um, he says he told you all walk down there because if they see me on my bike with a little incident earlier, they're gonna, you know, I'm not on the cops' good list at the moment.
Right. And if you can, try not to let them see you. Just kind
Yeah,
of gather what you can and tell me what's going on.
yeah,
I mean, I can't leave the club right now, or I would do that myself,
right,
but I gotta be here.
yeah. I won't get close enough for them to see me at all. And he takes off walking down the sidewalk. While that is going on, we will cut over
Really?
to Misti and Carter, who are standing in the TSA line of the Louisville airport, waiting to get on a flight to New York.
I
TS,
asked.
TSA is being incredibly slow at the moment.
I
There,
asked. I say, "What time is it?"
it's nearing midnight.
So it's the same time in New York, right? I believe.
Yeah,
Kentucky, New York, in the same time zone.
yeah.
I, while waiting to get through TSA, I call Winter as I have Winter's number because I got it when I was in New York last time. So I call Winter.
Yeah, you guys did go into the club once,
No,
I
twice.
believe.
Yeah, a couple of times.
2 or 3
Yeah.
times.
So, yeah, while you're standing in the line, letting people in, which is only 3 or 4 people in line at this time of night, you hear your phone ring.
Yeah, so I'll take it out and I'll see that it's her because, like she said, they have each other's numbers. And I'm like, oh, wasn't really expecting Misty to be calling me, so I'll answer it. And like, hey, what's going on?
As we're speaking, I'm in the airport, standing in the TSA line, waiting to go through security to board a plane to come to New York City.
Oh, you're gonna come back to New York? You're everything's settled with your horse and everything?
Not really. We kind of have werewolves that were terrorizing my property, and we had to ship them over to Carter's property, and they told us to leave, so we decided to come here to New York.
Okay, werewolves, huh?
Yeah.
Glad we don't have those things here, as far as I know.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Or if they are, they're in a different sector of the city, right?
Yeah.
You as of yet have not heard of a werewolf club in New York City. Doesn't mean there isn't one. You just haven't heard of it yet.
Yeah. So we will be coming probably not tonight, but I'm sure we're not even sure how long we're staying yet either. I mean, we just got told to leave, didn't get told how long or anything, just got told to leave.
Okay, well, stop by the club while you're here.
Oh, definitely. It was fun when we were there, so that's definitely on our bucket list.
Cool.
So everything good there?
Well, not entirely. Humans have kind of figured out through everything that's been going on here that we're vampires, and they made it clear that they'd like us not to be here. So there's that.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. So you might want to watch yourself when you're here. There's a lot of anti-vampire sentiment being thrown around right now.
Is it like all humans or select humans? Or
So far it's been the cops that we've been dealing with.
oh, yay.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised considering that several of them were killed by vampires recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'll have to catch me up on the news there when I come. But yeah, well, I'll definitely tell Carter we need to be careful of the cops.
Okay. Yeah, you better do that.
So, yeah. But I thought I'd give you a heads up that we're coming back to town. So.
All right, well, we'll see you when you get here.
Okay. I don't know. It shouldn't be too long of a flight, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be, not wanting to go out and about for tonight. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. We're closing in a couple hours anyway.
Yeah.
Which is when you'll get there if TSA actually
lets us through.
If you ever get through that line.
Yeah, if we ever get through the line. Yeah.
You may in fact make your flight.
Maybe we'll have to run. But hey, we're vampires. We have super speed.
At this point, Carter's wondering if you can run to New York faster than the flight can get you
Yeah, maybe. By the time we get through, we could have been there by now.
there. But
Yeah. I said, okay, talk to you later.
All right. I'll see you when you get here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And I hang up the phone.
so by that time, TSA line's starting to move a little, and Winter goes back to checking the 3 people in line against Dexter to list. And they all seem to be on the list, so you let them in.
And I tell Carter, I said, Carter, Winter said that there's crap going on and to be careful of the cops in New York.
He's like, doesn't seem like you can get away from the crap wherever you go these days, apparently.
Apparently not.
But you get through TSA and head for your gate. You get to your gate with 15 minutes before the flight leaves. They're already boarding the group in front of you.
Oh, hey, at least you don't have to sit and wait through. Wait, sit and wait.
So, you make it up to the little counter thing. They mark you off the list as having appeared to board the plane. You get seated and you look around, and even before the flight takes off, you seem to be the only 2 people awake at this hour. Everybody else has decided they're going to sleep through the flight.
Hopefully not the pilot.
Yeah,
Well,
hopefully not.
You're not
Hopefully
really sure about that. You are
Hopefully not.
you are hoping they're awake. But then again, you can't die anyway. So even if the plane went down, the 2 of you would survive. Might be somewhat painful, but you'd survive.
Yeah, might be in a little bit of pain, but yeah, we're still alive.
But so the next 2.5 hours go by. Winter, you don't let anybody else in the club. There's no more line that happens. Natalie does come up to you and say, we'll need to make a liquor order tomorrow because I'm practically out of booze at the bar.
Okay, well, we can come a few minutes early and get that taken care of.
I'm gonna go upstairs now for a minute now and check on the booze levels at the RIP section and see if we need to get any of that.
Okay.
So she turns and heads upstairs. And Carter and Misti's flight goes fairly easily. Other than several complaints about the drink prices and such. And you land at LaGuardia just about the time that Dexter, well, just about the time that Winter's Club closes. The odd thing is, right before you're about to close at 2:30 is when Dexter comes walking back down the sidewalk and heads for the front door of the club. And he's like, "You're not gonna believe what I saw."
Something major going down over there?
Yeah,
What?
there were 24 cops in riot gear surrounding the Sanctum building.
That does not sound like a good situation. Why were they there? Did something happen at the Sanctum? I mean, other than the other day? Something since then?
Well, I wasn't close enough to hear what they said, really. But that wasn't the strangest part.
I hate to ask. Oh, what was the strangest part?
As they had decided to actually storm the building. And so they were all moving in unison to tighten the circle around the building. And then this yellowish powder floated out of the windows of the building.
Okay.
And all of the cops, even in full riot gear, fell to the ground where they stood.
Fell to the ground as in dead or stunned, or you don't know?
I didn't bother to get that close.
Uh,
Whatever this is, I don't want to be associated with it.
yeah. You have no idea what it is, and I'm sort of thinking I might.
Yellow powder that drops humans almost instantly.
Well, I'm wondering if this has something to do with Bella and her sisters.
Possibly. What did Bella tell you earlier?
Just that they'd figure it out. She didn't tell me that her sisters could do something. She said she'd talk to them. That's all she told me. She mentioned potions, so I don't know, but I did specify that I didn't want anyone dead.
No. I'm sure we'll hear about it by tomorrow night.
Yes.
Whether any or all of them did die, we'll hear about it then.
You didn't happen to see her hanging around over there, did you?
No. But I'm sure they wouldn't be that obvious as far as Bella's cute. She's not that silly. Yeah. This is getting stranger by the day.
Yeah.
So, how have things been here since I left?
Pretty quiet. Got a call from, you remember Misti? The vampire who has a horse ranch?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently she and her sire are going to be coming back to New York for a little while, so they're waiting. They were waiting to get on the plane when she called me a little bit ago. They're probably on the plane by now. But so yeah, I told her sort of what's going on and that they need to be careful.
Yeah. Definitely. There's some strange things going on.
Yeah, especially if you happen to be a vampire.
Yeah, because I don't know what this yellow mist stuff would have done to a vampire. I know it drops humans fairly quickly, but
Yeah.
no. Well, you and Dex and Natalie and the VIP bartenders start to close the club. Carter and Misti make their way through LaGuardia Airport, which is absolutely humongous. You're trying to find baggage claim to pick up your luggage. Luckily, at this time of night, it's not as crowded as it normally is. At 2, because it's 2:30 in the morning by now. So, how do you guys go about finding your luggage?
Follow the signs to the luggage claim.
It feels like by the time you get to luggage claim, it feels like you've been walking for a mile and a half. But luckily enough, yours and Carter's luggage are the last ones left on baggage claim. So you pick them up fairly easily and head out of the airport. As you see the sky start to lighten slightly, which means it won't be long and the sun will come up. And Did you guys book a hotel along with your flight, or when
I don't
you?
know. I left that up to Carter.
Well, I will see if Carter was level-headed enough to do that on short notice. In fact, he did. He booked you into one of the suites at the uh, Clarion Hotel next to the airport. So you could even take a shuttle from the airport to the hotel.
Okay, so where's that shuttle?
Because he knew you'd be running out of time as far as darkness went, but by the time you got there. And you guys get to the shuttle takes you to the hotel in like 5 minutes. You
I
get
said,
to the
Carter, how many
desk.
nights did you book us in this hotel?
What?
How many nights did you book us in this hotel?
And it's a very nice hotel, by the way. Oh, how many nights?
Yes.
Uh, he's like, I think it was a week. They
Okay.
had cheaper rates for if you stayed at least a week.
Okay.
Not like you guys really worry about money, but he's like, don't know how long we'll be here. So. And you guys make it up to the front desk of the hotel with your bags, and the lady behind the desk immediately waves over to one of the bellhops that are pushing one of those big luggage carts, and he takes your bags, and um, she gives you two key cards up to the room. Um, it's actually one of the suites on one of the upper floors. You guys hit the elevator, head up there, and he opens the door, and this room's nicer than any hotel room you've been. um, it borders on the quality of your house on your ranch.
I could live here forever.
Mhm. So, it's like if we have to stay in New York, we might as well have fun while we're here.
Yes. But we also gotta be careful from what Winter said.
Yeah, apparently the cops are not our friends now. But then again, the cops would have never been your friends had they ever found out. So, uh, he says we should settle in, get some sleep, and then go to Winter's Club tomorrow and find out what's going on.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
You And so you guys basically only unpack what you need for the night, order anything from room service you might want.
At this hour,
Although,
I'm not hungry at this hour.
although eating human food and drinking human alcohol doesn't really do anything for you anymore. And you can't really ring up room service and ask for blood.
Exactly. Although I look around and I notice we have a fridge. It's like we can go buy some and put in the fridge, though.
Well, yeah, you can. There's gotta be a corner market. Because all you would have to do is go near enough to one who had a vampire in it because you could smell them.
Yep.
Um,
Ow.
but you guys retire for the morning as the tiny rays of sunlight start appearing in the sky. And back at Winter's Club, you guys have locked up for the day and you're walking out to Natalie's car. And as you head down the street toward your apartment, which is about halfway between the club and the Sanctum building that Dexter was at, you can definitely smell vampires. There's, you know, you thought after what happened a couple of days ago, the Sanctum was basically shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But in the direction of the Sanctum, you can definitely smell vampires. And you can also see SWAT vehicles, those large rectangular ish, almost look like a tank sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
There, you see three of those
Hmm.
rolling down the street toward the Sanctum building. In fact, you're barely able to get the Tesla out of the way as they go through. And you pull into your driveway. And there's a note on the door as you walk up to Natalie's apartment.
It's on the door.
Yeah. It's
Okay. What does it
like
say?
taped or something. I'm spacing his name right now, but it's from your Invictus rep,
Tanner.
Tanner. Yeah. He's like, there's something really weird going down. Um, I'm I'll meet you at the club tomorrow night when you guys open, but with I had a meeting with the prince earlier, and we're not sure who's behind all of this, but it's definitely coordinated.
Do Nat and Dex see the sign or the note too, or do I need to turn around and show it to them?
Well, no, I didn't.
Do Nat and Dex see the sign too, or do I need to take it off the door and show it to them?
Yeah. Well, Dexter's like, I knew something was happening when I was down at the sanctum. It's when those 24 cops passed out from that yellow powder stuff. Somebody had to do that. Somebody from in the building had to do that. So there's something going on down there. And you guys go in, and Natalie gets each of you your preferred blood type. Uh, and she says, oh, that's the end of all 3 bottles. One of us needs to go grab more tomorrow.
Okay, well, I can do that tomorrow.
Hey, Dexter says you can see if you can get any information from the old lady. They might have seen or heard something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I've been told by, I forget who, that she's something of a gossip anyway, so maybe she would have heard something.
Yeah. But through all of this, Natalie is still doesn't seem to be acting quite right. Every once in a while, you see her shaking. And so, fact, she finishes her mug of blood reasonably quickly, and it's like, today was a little rough for me. I think I'm going to turn in early. Um, See you guys tonight.
All right.
And she walks off toward the bedroom. Dex looks at you and goes, that was weird. She never does that. Something's definitely wrong here.
Yeah, she hasn't, I don't know if you've noticed, but she hasn't seemed to be acting normal all night.
Well, she told you that strange things were going on in there. Maybe we need to check it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what they did to her if it makes her turn out like this. So, but anyway, looks like tomorrow's not going to be any lighter than today. And apparently we got company coming.
Yeah.
What interesting timing for that.
Yeah, I hope they don't get into any trouble while they're here in New York,
Yeah.
especially with her being such a new vampire.
Sounds like if they've got werewolves on their property, they've got enough to deal with.
Yeah.
So, and with that, the two of you finish your mugs. Dexter leans over and gives you a hug. Like, hopefully you can talk to her and see what's going on with her.
Yeah, she doesn't even seem. I mean, she seems less willing to talk than usual, too, which is a little strange. I wonder. Oh, she mentioned something about experiments. I hope they didn't do anything to her while she was at the Invictus
Yeah.
place, the headquarters.
Well, I think that's why we need to check this out for ourselves.
Yeah.
And with that, he's like, I'll see you tonight.
All right.
And he heads off to his room. You head off to yours. And you get to your room, and Natalie's already unconscious. She it didn't take her long at all to pass out. Uh, and that's where we're going to leave it for the night. Yeah. Misty and Carter have made it back to New York and are now in a plush hotel room in a high-class hotel. And Winter is trying to fall asleep in her room, but wondering what the hell is going on. So, and we will pick up both things next time. So, did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, um, as the people who watch this can see, we've switched our platform that we use. Um, Once I get the paid version, we'll be able to edit the breaks so you won't be sitting there listening to us for 20 minutes. And but when you see this on YouTube, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Um, Follow us on all of our social media, which will be listed in the description. You want to tell them about your books?
Oh, yeah. I currently have 4 books of short stories available on Amazon in both the paperback and Kindle format. The links should be in the comment or in the description. So check those out.
Anybody else got anything they want to add before we
Nope.
close this for the evening? Oh, next week will be Fallen Dragons. The first Fallen Dragons of the new year. And you guys are still trying to find Tiamat. to have a discussion with her. Whether that is a smart thing to do is another question altogether. But that's your current mission. So hope all of our Fallen Dragon fans are looking forward to that after our little break for the holidays. And we all hope that you guys, when you see this, had a wonderful set of holidays and are ready to get back to the world now that it's January. So, and with that, we'll say good night for this week.
See you next time.
See you next time. Enjoy the video.
Yeah. And hopefully next week, Patrick can reappear and we'll have all of our players. So we'll see you next time.